Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for your attendance to the second Governmental Relations Advisory meeting. We do appreciate your support to Clayton County Public Schools. We're going to go ahead and get started, and as routine, we would like for you to silence your cell phones and hold all questions towards the end of all presentations. You will have an opportunity to hear from our leadership team today, and certainly if there's no topics that are present on the agenda, you will certainly at will to address those to any member of the team that's present. Without further delay, I would like to welcome to the podium our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Morcease J. Beasley.
Thank you, Mayor. Hello, everyone. Thank you all for being here today, and we're going to go ahead and get started. We have a pretty quick agenda, but I think a very informative agenda today that we'd like to share with you as a governmental relations. You know, it's that time of the year where we're all kind of, we're in closeout mode for first semester. And so we've had a pretty engaging first semester. And at the same time, we're preparing for second semester. And so the information today will be helpful in that you'll get an idea of areas that we need your support in. And of course, we always want your feedback and your questions. What I'd like to do very quickly is just make sure that you have a few documents that the team has prepared for you. You have the district overview, and I'd just like to highlight on this one information that I know you've already heard about by now, because it's been communicated in various forums. Our grad rates have increased in every one of our high schools. And as a school system, we're moving in the right direction with our grad rate of above 70% for the first time in the history of the district. And out of the 11 traditional high schools that we have, 11 high schools, we have one alternative high school, but of the 11 that are regular high schools, 7 of those high schools have a grad rate of above 80%, 2 out of 100%. So that's important for people to know, because you're talking about one of the largest urban districts in the nation, right here in Metro Atlanta, and our grad rates are steadily climbing. The schools that are in the 70s, at the rate that they increase, they should be in the 80s and above within a year or so. And so we're excited about that. I don't think, since the last time we met, we shared this, so I'll share this. Clearly, the governor has released his list of eligible turnaround schools, and Clayton has no schools on the list. You should know that Martin Luther King was on the list this time last year, elementary school, and they exited themselves from the list, and no schools replaced them. This Georgia Department of Education released its comprehensive school improvement list, and we only had one school on that list, and that was the alternative school, because the grad rate is below 67%. But we anticipated that because of the nature of the program and the issues that the students are dealing with. Many of them clearly, it's our attempt to maintain them in school so they can actually graduate from high school while they're dealing with oftentimes very difficult or extenuating circumstances. So we're very pleased there. The next list that the state released was the TSI list. That's the Targeted School Support List. And we had no schools on the Targeted Support List. So that means that we had no schools in the lowest 5% or any of the subgroups in the lowest 5%, or the schools that didn't have, clearly over half of the subgroups in the lowest 5%. So we're very grateful for that evidence that would suggest that we are doing the right work and we are moving in the right direction. And so again, this is for your benefit, and we hope that you would continue to share. What I'd like to do very quickly at this point, because we made it through our election season, but we have a very critical election coming up for our school system in March, on March 19th. Clayton County will take a vote as to whether or not it wants to continue its SPLOST. If it wants to continue to tax itself 1 penny on every dollar to continue to build new schools, renovate, upgrade, HVAC systems, etc. And so we want all of you to know, while we as a staff cannot tell you how to vote, we want to be very clear that the things that we're proposing, we've got Ron and Gower Construction SPLOST dial over there, the things that we're proposing, we believe that they're good for our children, but if the community decides that it doesn't want these things, it votes down the referendum, these things will not happen. They will not happen. And so again, March 19th, we have proposed a new STEM elementary school in the Lovejoy area, a new STEM middle school, that would be Forest Park Middle School, and a new STEM high school, that would be Morrow High School. Just so you know that Morrow High School will be located on the same campus as the East Clayton Elementary School. We've got about over 100 acres over there, so we want to make full use of that. And of course, we're proposing a college and career academy that will serve all of our high schools, and we're currently in the process of engaging in conversations about the innovative programs that will exist at that college and career academy. Of course, we want to continue to purchase new school buses because, as you know, every year some buses get old, and you want to make sure you have a fleet that can transport your students and one that you feel good about. Technology improvements, we have several initiatives. We've got the classroom refresh that we rolled out with this current SPLOST, where we're putting devices and beautiful classroom technology for teachers to use to encourage engagement, to, I'd like to say, to really ramp up instruction in the classroom, give kids an opportunity to be engaged at high levels. But we're also rolling out, we started in this year, phase 1, our one-to-one initiative, where we're providing students in grades 3 through 12 a device that they can use during the instructional process. And again, all students in grades 3 through 12. This year we started with about 4 schools, and we'll be ramping up next year as SPLOST funds become available. And over the next 3 to 4 years, all of our 3rd through 12th graders will be issued a device. As you can see, the maximum revenue that the referendum has identified in the collection period. So I'll say this again. We believe that these items here are good and that will keep us as a school system marketable and continue to provide us an opportunity as a staff to ensure that our children are educated in awesome, excellent facilities, but our community has to make that decision. And so they will go to the polls on March 19th. So we encourage you to get the word out there. We'll consistently send out reminders to all, increasingly send out reminders as we get closer to March 19th. Ron, anything else I need to share about SPLOST? That covered it. Okay. The next area, we have our partnership and foundation updates. I'll say this. All of us are working to expand partnerships in our school system. You will see, and Jada, I know that the partnership department has been working on the website, but I don't know if it's been actually made live yet. So once we make the partnership website live, we'll send that out to all stakeholders. It will be a website where you can see exactly who our existing partners are, district-wide, and you'll be able to see exactly how schools are partnering and what needs schools may have in the event you would like to use your influence to connect a partner to a school. We'll have our foundation website up and running, which will provide every person in this room, every person in the whole world, an opportunity to support the students here in Clayton County Public Schools. One big emphasis will be raising funds for student scholarships, student exchange programs, and you should know that we're in the process of establishing a current student exchange or a student exchange program with the country of France. We've been invited to work on one with Hong Kong, and our goal is to make sure that our kids are experiencing exchange programs on all 7 continents. And not only will our students go to those places, but we will also host families here in Clayton County Public Schools. I want to encourage all of us relative to the partnerships, to all of us are really advocates. So as you go out and you meet different individuals who are uniquely positioned to help partner with the school system, encourage them to come and be a part of the work that we're doing here in Clayton County Public Schools. We're maintaining, I believe, excellent rapport with our business partners and our schools. Right now, they're teaming with an expanded number of business partners. And so we're very excited and supportive of the work that our principals are doing. The next topic is the after-school program. As you know, the middle school after-school program, or the lack of a middle school after-school program, is a concern to us. We have an after-school program at the elementary level. The high school students have many activities, but the middle school, there is a gap. Oftentimes, they're unsupervised, they're unengaged. And so Dr. Lee and her team, they're working to see what we can do to basically create a STEM-based instructional after-school program. We have conducted a survey. We sent that survey out to all of the stakeholders, so we have feedback. As you well know, the current elementary program is a fee-based program, and so we're looking at offering a fee-based program at the middle school. We're also trying to see if we can find some grant funds that can help us support some type of middle school after-school program. And so more to come in that area. We are working to, again, close that gap. We need our young people in the middle schools, in particular, grades 6, 7, and 8, more engaged and supervised in that time period after school, which, as you probably well know, also contributes to a lot of drama. I'll just describe it as such. A lot of drama because they're not engaged in good, positive, healthy ways. Would y'all agree with that? Yes. And we need to fix that. The next area is advanced academics. You should know, Clayton County, we're about to ramp it up. And so in our January board meeting, January 7th to be exact, we will be sharing and updating the board some efforts that we are propelling, advancing in our school system. And I'll just name them very quickly. Dr. Leah is here if you want more information. The first thing is we've decided that all of our rising sixth graders will take accelerated math toward ensuring that all of them take algebra in the 8th grade. The goal is to ensure that any student in this district who plans on exercising post-secondary options is prepared to do so, and they can get the highest level of math that a high school student should get, whether it be statistics or calculus. And so not only are we talking about a handful of students, but we're talking about all students. And so we're currently looking at our courses, our teacher, our standards in the courses, deciding which standards we need to emphasize more, which ones we need to go a little deeper with, and which ones we need to basically combine or possibly de-emphasize depending on where we're trying to go with the students. In this case, we're trying to get all of our kids in algebra in the 8th grade. The pathways that we're looking at for algebra will allow the students, if they perform well in algebra, they'll be able to go into geometry in the 9th grade. But if we see that after 1 year of 8th grade algebra that they need additional support, they'll be able to go into accelerated algebra. And we're convinced and believe that they'll do better with 2 years of algebra if they need it versus 1 week even. And so we're confident that the pathways that we have structured for our students will be to their advantage. As you all well know, algebra is a gatekeeper course. Success in algebra is always, and many times, a predictor of success beyond high school. And so we're working to ensure that all of our students, not just a handful, but all of our students are taught algebra in the 8th grade. You should know also that starting next year, It will be our expectation that all rising ninth graders take at least one advanced placement course. We often say we expect all of our students to be college and career what? Ready. Well, I don't know how you are college ready if you've never had a college level course while you're in high school. And so we're not going to just have that expectation of a handful of students, but we'll have that expectation of all students. So currently right now we're looking at, as we transition to possibly going to block schedule, we're looking at the courses that our ninth graders take, we're looking at the teachers, and we're preparing to ensure that all ninth graders have at least one advanced placement course on their schedule. We're also looking at some other solutions relative to ensuring that they get all the support that they need to read and to write well as they enter high school. As you know, and hopefully you do know this, all of our students in the district are required to take English, they're required to take math at all grade levels, and they have, beyond what the teacher does in the classroom, they have access to a tool called iReady in grades K through 8, and they have access to a tool called Achieve 3000 in grades 9 through 12. Those tools allow them to work independently on their reading and math skills so that they can eliminate any gaps that may be what I call a drain on or a dampen their performance. And so while teachers clearly are teaching the content, we're ramping up the rigor with our rigor and relevance training. At the same time, we need students working on independently using the tools that we provide to improve their reading and math scores. And so as we create this culture of high performance, again, it's not just for some students, it's for all students. And so we're working to ensure that teachers receive the training that they need, students will have the support structures that they need, all toward higher levels of expectations of all students in our school system. The next area, CTAE pathways, also an expectation. You should know this. When our students in Clayton County complete a career pathway, they graduate at a rate of 95%. So we have decided that if the completion of a career pathway causes a student to graduate at a rate of 95%, more likely to graduate, we've decided that all incoming freshmen, starting with the class, the rising ninth graders for next year, we will expect all of them to have at least one career pathway. And so we're working to ensure that we have a robust offering of pathways in all of our high schools, and we do, as we also work to develop our college and career academy. As we transition the block schedule, our students will have an opportunity to earn up to 8 credits a year. So in 4 years, they can earn up to 32 credits. They only need 24 credits. Is that correct, Dr. Lee? 23 to graduate, which means they have ample room to earn college career pathways. I think that as we as a community have high expectations of our students will rise to the level of our what? Expectations. And so if those who graduate with a career pathway graduate at a rate of 95%, then it just seems to us that all of our students should be expected to participate in a career pathway. They can do clearly more than one career pathway, but at a minimum they should have what? At least one. And clearly our advanced academics expectation would be to ensure that not only can they go into the workplace if they have a career pathway and they're prepared for some type of career, but if they choose to, and many will, that they're prepared to exercise their right to go to college, whether it be a technical college, 4-year college, etc. We want them to be prepared to exercise either option. And then, of course, our school choice update. So Dr. Wiley has been working to ensure that we have school choice options, and I'll just mention a few. We now have Cambridge, right? Next slide. And so we're the only district in the state to offer Cambridge. And I want you to see that information as well. Cambridge will be offered at the schools you see there, Arnold, Suter, and Elite Scholars. We also have the International Baccalaureate Program, right, Dr. Wiley? Is that on also? Okay. We go to the next slide. Okay. So we've got the IB at Lee Street and Jonesboro Middle School. And you should know that these are choice programs, and so that students who are inclined to apply to go to these programs, as seats are available, they are welcome to do so. You should know that we're currently working with many of our high schools to ensure that they offer very innovative programs, that they really define who they are, identify who they are. And so I want you to see here all of the schools that have programs. We've got dual language, Spanish at Kilpatrick, political leadership at King Elementary. We've got clearly School of Performing Arts, K-Pace, and that ribbon cutting is on December 19th at 10 a.m. We'll be opening the French dual language program in the fall of next year, right? We've got Mount Zion Elementary dual language, Spanish, Mount Zion Primary, Spanish dual language. River's Edge, now this is coming fall, the fall of 2020, Chinese. We've already mentioned the Cambridge. We've got currently dual language at the Unidos. You can see Brown Elementary is a STEM STEAM. And clearly I've already mentioned Arnold Elementary School. But our goal, this is our work, is to ensure that all of the schools that are not highlighted, they feed into some middle school, which feeds into some high school, right? Our goal is to ensure that everyone, in every pathway, that there's a vertically articulated focus or curriculum that our kids are studying in those pathways. And so at some point, I don't know if the next slide has the middle schools. You see the middle schools and the high schools. At some point, you will be able to see, and this is what we're working on, you'll be able to see how wherever you start, and we'll color code it, I believe that's what we're doing.
Yes.
You'll be able to see that wherever you start in middle school, as you in elementary school, as you matriculate to middle school and then to high school, that you're able to complete your pathway and take it to another level every time you matriculate to a different level. And so I want you to see, we've got work to do. Look at what's happening at Drew High School. It's a medical science magnet now. North Clayton, along with Elite Scholars, is an early college academy now. Riverdale High School, whether you know it or not, grad rate in the 80s. An Advantage Academy, like an early college academy. I want you to see what's happening at Bundy's Mill, Film and Media, Jonesboro, political leadership. Those young people at Jonesboro were very engaged in the governor's race and contacting the Secretary of State's office to figure out what was going on with those 53,000 ballots, or if you will, or registrations that were not being considered. They were very engaged. But that's what that academy is designed for, to get our young people mobilized and engaged politically. But I want you to see it. Of course, you can see at the middle school what's happening there. At Rex Mill, that's a STEM school. Jonesboro, we've already mentioned IB. Elite Scholars, early college. Bath Middle School, Film and Media. And so, from Robertsville, School of the Arts, clearly. And so we've got K-Pace, from K-Pace to Roberts, to clearly Stillwell School of the Arts. And so at some point you should see there is, no matter where you start at an elementary school in Clayton County Public Schools, you'll be able to matriculate and study that content or that area, that focus area, until you graduate in Clayton County. And so that's exactly what we're working to do in our school system. So, you say, why does it all matter? It all matters because it's about creating a culture of high expectations, a culture where students are working towards being college and career ready, and that we, the adults, are providing them the opportunities to do that and to do that very well. Taking out the, if you will, the randomness of where one goes to school, where you may have access to rigor and you may not, making it very clear that regardless of where one goes to school in Clayton County, we expect them to be prepared for college and career. And that's exactly what we're doing across the board in our school system. And so we're here to hear your thoughts. This is advisory. Our goal, and we see the government reflected here, our goal is to make your jobs easy. Because we know you're working to bring businesses to our school system, to our county. We want you to be able to share and use our work as a hook, if you will, to encourage businesses, families, and others to come, to live, work, play in Clayton County and learn. Live, work, play, and learn in Clayton County. We want to be the destination of choice as we're working even on our STEM and our partnerships with STEM. We have some partnerships we're working on to ensure that our kids are basically known throughout the state as being prepared for STEM careers. And so more to come in that area. We don't approach STEM as something extra. It's just a part of our curriculum, the way we do teaching and learning in Clayton County Public Schools. And so we want your job to be a little easier. We want you to be informed so you can help inform others. We do know, as I've had some conversations with even some of you in the room, there are still some opportunities to get people informed about what we are doing and the work that's occurring here in Clayton County Public Schools. And so we'll pause here to see if you have any feedback, if you have any questions. The team is here to entertain any questions that you may have. If we don't know the answer, we'll spend some time researching it and we'll get back to you. But just know that we're working to move this entire school system to higher levels of performance. Okay?
Have any questions? I'll come to you. Microphone.
I don't need it, but
We're recording, so if you would indulge me.
thank you.
Okay.
Do we have, is the list for the school choice, is that on the website?
Dr. Waller, you want to share?
Yes, we do have a school choice site, and all the schools are listed on the site, and as well as our school choice guide is on there as well.
Can you share, because we just went through a school choice process, right?
Yes, sir.
And I believe there will be another. Can you share that just so we can communicate that?
Absolutely. Our school choice applications actually close December 1st for on-time applicants, but we will open up the applications again on February 3rd. We will have a school choice fair, if you will, on February 2nd, and then on February 3rd, we will reopen the applications for any parent, student that missed the first deadline.
Okay. Any others?
Yes, Dr. Beasley, I'd just like to get some clarification with that. I had a question, it may have been answered, but you're saying that to starting at the elementary school level, a topic area, a career choice area is selected, and with that, parents are applying for the school they'd like to go to, or are they still expected to go to the school in their neighboring area, and they are just on that career path? I mean, how
It's both. Because if you're in a community, you are expected to go to that zone school. But we still have school choice options. And so it depends clearly on the parents applying, it depends on the number of seats, the number of applicants, etc. And so we do have a combination. Yes, if you're zoned to a particular school, you should go to that school, schools within that zone. But it doesn't mean that you can't apply for the school choice options as well. And so we encourage parents to get informed about the school choice options. Clearly take full advantage of the schools in your feeder pattern, but in the event that you see some other school choice options that you want to take advantage of, that process clearly is open to you. The thing about it is we only have a limited number of seats, and so that's why it's important, and it's incumbent upon us to ensure that every school is a high-quality school. So there are no what we call complaints that, well, I can't get in this school and then I have this low-performing school or this low quality school. No, all schools will be high quality, but in the event that there's a program, a particular program at another school, you can always feel free to apply to go to that particular program using the school choice process, realizing that it's predicated upon the number of seats that are available. I hope that helps.
Dr. Beasley, can you please elaborate on the extended learning beyond the classroom program? It mentions that you're going to be awarded all these laptops.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to hear more about that, please.
Yes, sir. I'll have Rod, our technology chief, will come and share what we've done this year, what we'll be doing continuing based upon SLOSS 6 funds coming into the district.
Thank you. Is there one specific thing that you're interested in? Let me give you what we're doing first. And we intentionally called it extended learning beyond the classroom because most school districts approach a one-to-one program with a serious focus on the device. Our leadership team, led by Dr. Beasley, our focus is on instruction and increasing content mastery and pedagogy. The devices are just a tool. That's number one. Number two, we started with 4 schools: Brown, Babb Middle, and North Clayton High School, and I can't remember the 4th elementary school, but it would be 3rd grade at the elementary, 6th grade at the middle, and 9th grade at the high school, with the idea that, like Dr. Beasley said, in 4 years, every student from 3rd to 12 will have a device that they will take home for instructional purposes. One of the nice things about the program is you've seen some school districts, especially on the northern end of the metro area, when we have those inclement weather days, you hear school districts talking about their extended learning, or students are able to continue their instruction while they're at home doing those inclement weather days. That was kind of one of the reasons we took the focus off of just a one-to-one. This is an extension of their learning. Does that kind of address your question?
Now, one thing Rod did not say, he should say that if they, let's say they don't have internet connection at home, we'll be providing.
Yeah, so one of the things we looked at based on some research that we had done is about 30% of students in what we call low-income communities did not have internet access. So we made provisions in the plan to address those. So as we increase that number until we get to a total number of about 38,000, we made provisions to provide those families that don't have internet access at home, internet access through what we call a Wi-Fi device. And it's basically a little, if you've seen one before, they take those home. And those devices will be locked down so that only the student with that laptop can use it for instruction. So this is not a willy-nilly device where they can take it home and anybody in the family can use it for surfing, YouTube, or other things.
So it'll have locks on it.
Oh yeah, it'll have every all the security and content filtering that we use in the school district will be applied to those same devices and those computers and the Wi-Fi device. Yes, sir.
That answers the question.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay. So I'll just close by saying all of these things that we're doing, and as a team that's working together collaboratively, principals are doing their part, we're doing our part. It's creating what we would call synergy towards creating a culture in our school system of high performance. And so does it school choice? It matters. But not only does school choice matter, what we do with our teachers, training them on rigor and relevance, it matters. What we do relative to our building program, it matters, ensuring we have the best facilities, that we have a college and career academy. What we do relative to career technology and our pathways, it matters. All these things matter. So when people ask me, and I often get the question, well, what are you all doing? I often say it's not one particular thing. It's several strategies working in concert with each other toward moving our district forward, changing the narrative about Clayton County Public Schools. And so far, our data is indicating that we are moving in the right direction. And we believe that as we build more momentum, that we'll even see increases in our increases. And it's just a matter of time. And so we'll stop there. Just know that we appreciate you all's support. You all are our ambassadors. You all are our brain trust. So your feedback, your questions, they help us. They inform us. Your comments, they inform the work that we're doing. When you hear things working well, let us know. But if you hear things that are not working well, you gotta let us know about those as well, so we can address those things as a team and navigate, if you will, those challenges. Our commitment is, if it's a challenge this year, if we've done what we should do as leaders, it shouldn't be a challenge necessarily next year, at least one of the challenges that we can control. Some things we can't control, but for the things that we can impact or influence, we're working to ensure that we eliminate those challenges when we see that it's in our power to do so. So I'll close there and say thank you. I hope you have a great holiday season, and we'll see you in the new year. Don't forget, the State of the Schools address is on January 29th at 6 p.m. right here at the Performing Arts Center. Again, January 29th, 6 p.m. here at the Performing Arts Center. Thanks, everybody, and we'll hang around if you have any individual questions, but if you don't, have a great holiday and a happy new year.